Bob's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, stormy weather and the threat of locally heavy rainfall causing at the very least localized street flooding and perhaps some yard flooding as well continues across portions of Acadiana. The rest of us will see storms later on tonight, but all the action has been across western and northern portions of Acadiana. So let's get into it as we take a look at the regional picture. Showers and storms pelting the Bayou State. Flood watch off to the north and east of us, but we have some flood warnings going right now. Also the risk of severe weather, although this has not come to fruition. We do have dew points in the lower 70s, strong southerly breeze out there, so there's some wind dynamics aloft as well. So there's still a slight risk, about 15% chance of storms that could produce damaging winds, maybe an isolated tornado spin up, primarily from Acadia, we'll say eastern Evangeline Parish on eastward through tonight into the early morning hours, but most of our severe weather threat in Acadiana should end around midnight or so as we get one of two fronts that push on through. That first front coming through tonight, but then running out of gas. Look at the Doppler radar. It's been active across the region. You can see where all the nasty cloud-to-ground lightning is across portions of Evangeline Parish right now. We'll get to that in just a bit. Flash flood warning from Evangeline Parish on northeastward into Avoyelles Parish. That's till 6:45 p.m. That's probably going to get extended because we're seeing more storms rolling over the same spots into that area, and a larger flash flood warning for storms that will produce another 2 to 4 inches of rain. And both in these flood warning areas, already 3 to 5 inches of rain has fallen, some spots even more than that, and the promise of another 2 to 3 per hour for an hour and a half will cause some flooding. So we'll be watching that very closely. Here's the picture right now, and interestingly enough, these storm cells are hauling generally from the southwest to the northeast, moving at about 50-55 miles per hour. So they're not lasting long, but they're training over the same spots. But we're starting to see a little bit more eastward movement. But Evangeline Parish, Avoyelles Parish, and Jeff Davis Parish have been hit hardest throughout this afternoon, and still some locally heavy downpours even around the Eunice area. Some big downpours and some street flooding here, some street flooding in the Ville Platte area. And let's just take a look at the velocity here. I was just looking at that as we went into commercial break. Not seeing anything definitive that would produce severe damaging winds, but nonetheless, there's some pretty strong storms going here, and these storms are showing a fair bit of cloud-to-ground lightning as well, as you can see here as we enhance that lightning, especially across Evangeline Parish. And a lot of positive strokes means there's more than likely some strong wind dynamics with these storms, whether they work to the ground or not, but nonetheless, up to 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts in some of these stronger storms. And then back to the west, more rain, on and off showers and storms. But I think the primary threat of severe weather is going to be along this leading edge that we're seeing right now that's working its way through Acadia Parish and up through Evangeline Parish as well. Bigger picture, you can see more activity back to the west. That's going to be working its way in overnight tonight, but we're not expecting severe weather, but still some locally heavy downpours and some street flooding. So a good night to stay off the roads, most certainly. Predictive radar, the short-term models blew it today. They did a better job yesterday. Tonight, they're not doing a particularly good job, but they do indicate more on and off activity through the overnight hours. So we'll count on this. In fact, I think it's more accurate as we go 5 or 6 hours down the road than what we're verifying right now. Greatest risk of storms moves off to the east as we head toward daybreak tomorrow, and a few lingering showers during the day tomorrow. So here's front one moving on through the lingering storms through the day tomorrow. Temperatures hold in the 60s. Secondary front moves on through tomorrow evening. Still the risk of a few showers, and after that, much cooler weather moving in, and it clears out, looking good for Saturday and Sunday. That's the bottom line. Short-term weather forecast right now on the rainfall. I think you can double all the numbers we see here. So an additional 1 to 3, isolated amounts up to 2 to 4, maybe a little bit more. So street flooding certainly a possibility, but tomorrow looking better, although still gloomy with the risk of a few showers. And then as we head into the weekend, sunny skies, seasonably cool temperatures, a little bit milder for Sunday. Another quick front on Monday, but it shouldn't be much of a deal. And then a big weather maker again, perhaps late Friday into next Saturday. We'll deal with that then. In the near term, we're watching the radar through this evening, so stay with us.
All righty. Thank you, Ralph.